Hello, welcome to Guild in the Studio, James and Al. We want to talk about this blog that we just put up, including a calculator for hucking and smashing.
It's something that we hope you can bring to your DM as a small supplement if this is something you want to build your character around. Because right now, if you have an absurdly high strength score, multiple multipliers to your carry capacity, and you want to throw the heaviest thing in the room, the improvised damage rules are it's 1d4. You can throw it 20 feet, 60 at disadvantage. And the example we use in our blog is if you found a 200-pound iron chandelier and throw it down a staircase at some enemies, it feels wrong that it does 1d4 plus your strength damage.
Right. And you won't do it because you have so many other better options that it just seems like a waste, no matter how cool that is. Like you're willing to, most of our players, like we're willing to sacrifice a die size or two damage-wise to do something cool. But at the same time, you know, going down to a D4 from what, you know, my strength 20 barbarian with 2 attacks can do with his weapon, like you're just gonna use your weapon. One of the big questions I think that we had when we were developing it, and I'm sure everyone, especially in Reddit, is going off on right now is, oh my God, this is so imbalanced. So we wanted to sort of talk through some different situations we come up with and why we think this is balanced. So horse is about 1,000 pounds, and it's you know fairly readily available in most campaigns. There's going to be, you know, there might be a horse around. You could huck that horse.
So let's go over the balance of hucking a horse. This looks like a good option. It's 20 d10s worth of damage. You have it right there. You've ridden your horse into battle, and now you're ready to one-shot the war chief with your horse.
Yeah, you're gonna hawk that horse.
How do you do it? Well, we figure first of all, you're gonna have to grapple the horse.
Yeah.
The horse doesn't want to be thrown. So there's gonna be an entire turn of wrestling the horse under your control, right?
Yeah.
So already, as surely you're a fighter or barbarian at this point, you've lost several attacks. Once you've grappled the horse, you're lifting the animal above your head, roaring, staring at the war chief. Probably the enemies know what's about to happen and have a round to react.
Right.
But if they don't, how far can you throw the horse?
You can throw that horse 11 feet. So we're doing this as you're a strength 20, level 6, large build, bear totem. So you're strength 20 and you have 4x multiplier on that carry capacity. You're throwing that horse 11 feet.
Yeah, 44 feet at disadvantage.
Disadvantage 44 feet.
You're not proficient in horse.
Probably not proficient in horse.
It's the one attack you're gonna get this turn.
2 turns. Took you 2 turns to do this attack, provided you grappled that horse on the first try.
And the best case scenario here is that you one-shot one enemy.
Yeah.
Right?
And even then, so if the average damage on that is 100-ish.
Yeah.
And that's
so
if you hit and you're not proficient with this. So, you know, if you hit this enemy who has to still be within 11 feet of you after noticing that you were going to throw a horse at them and could have easily moved out of your range, you still have to hit them with this horse. You hit them, average 100 points of damage. You're a 6th level barbarian. That could have been 4 attacks.
Yeah. And you've burned a resource of your horse.
And your horse is now likely not very good at being a horse anymore.
Yeah, probably not.
Also taking 20 d10 of damage.
Yeah. This seems like an edge case scenario that might be what your character would do, but it's not necessarily the optimal way to approach the combat.
It's fun, maybe, if you're into this sort of thing, but not. Yeah, it's not the min-maxer move here.
We came up with the horse because one of the biggest balance features of this system is availability. Even if you can lift something that's 1,000, 2,000 pounds, it doesn't mean that there's always something that you can lift that's 1,000 pounds nearby.
Right. I think this actually becomes super fun for for non martial characters, because especially at low levels, when you're a caster and your like cool creative spells don't show up quite yet, and you run out of your 2 spell slots that you have at low levels, and now you're like either hitting with a quarterstaff or casting firebolt again. Now you can start finding, I don't know, you got a 12 strength score or something like that.
You can throw a 50-pound object, sort of far. That's a D10. 7 feet.
Yeah, you can throw 50 pounds, 7 feet. If you have a friendly DM, they'll round that up to 10 and let you
Then it will be a disadvantage.
Yeah, you pick up a big old pot of boiling water off the stove that's sort of out of that normal improvised weapons roll, and into the hucking and smashing rules. And all of a sudden you have some more options in that, like that level 2 tavern brawl that seems to happen in every campaign.
The other thing we wanted to mention was that we based the calculator off of a linear equation extracted from Hill Giant's rock throw ability, and this sort of breaks down at lower weights. So if you are a 10 strength character and you've picked up a chair to throw across the room, you're probably better off using the standard player's handbook rules for improvised weapons, 1d4, you can throw it 20 feet, 60 feet at disadvantage, than you are using the calculator, which will probably tell you can't throw it at all. The intent is to find objects in your environment that you think would be really awesome to use in a battle, and have a structure, just some simple rules to let you do it, and feel good about it.
We included a magic item, and we had some art done up by Elisa Serio, who did the art for the last blog and the Blade Singer mock-up. So it's awesome art, and there's an item in there for you. There's also the calculator, so it does all this math for you, just jam in your stats. There's a little chart with some average weights, and a little chart with the basic damages up to 250 pounds. After that, you just add a d10 every 50, and hopefully you have fun with this. And again, we always want to hear how you use it, and if you have any improvements too.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.